Englund's music world. Welcome, folks. Got a doozy for today. You see what that's on the screen, don't you? I'm going for a walk right now because, man, when you live up in the high desert, barely get a hit of wind, blue ass skies. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I walk fast, so that's where most of the wind's going to come from. So, OLA and Solar just brought out a new product, and they have it labeled as an EQ pedal, but realistically it's a filter, okay? And it seems to really only have high pass, which, if you don't know, high pass just basically means it lets all the high frequencies through while leveling off and lowering, basically not allowing any low frequencies. So probably anything below 60, I don't know where they have it set at, okay? Generally it's below, like it's 90 and below, or don't go through. And it's safe if you're, like for me, because I do car audio, I have been for 20 plus years. Basically, what you're trying to do with something like that, like if I was to install a DSP and I'm programming a DSP, for example, you're basically trying to prevent small speakers like a tweeter, a mid-range, from moving. And primarily the tweeter. It'll instantly break your tweeter if the tweeter moves. The diaphragm starts moving, which would be from low frequencies. Whether something is tuned, like if you install a speaker in your cabinet and it's 90 hertz through 5.4 kilohertz, it's still going to play 60 or below. Why? Because the cab is tuned. Okay, so when you put it in an enclosure, that changes the tuning of the speaker. All right, just the way it works. Okay, then you have like impedance rise and drop and stuff like that. Probably not that important when talking about guitar amps and stuff. So, anyways, what makes this a badass little pedal is the fact that you're going to be able to put, like I have a 10 band. I'm getting ready to start playing guitar. Okay, I haven't decided on the guitar, so I've just been buying stuff around the guitar. It's definitely going to be 7-string. I don't care if, to me it's like a band-aid. I don't want to start off on 6. I don't want to start off on acoustic, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's amazing. I love people who do that. But I'm different. I like the hardest thing possible. So 7-string, I don't really like the way an 8-string sounds. 6 strings are perfectly fine, but the 7-string is where it's at, because you can just get so aggressive with it. And if you're like me, so for example, I've purchased a 10-band MXR equalizer, okay? It's kind of cool, it's got LEDs, I like that kind of shit. So what? I'm a car audio guy, you should see my Jeep. It lights up like crazy. But, so that plugged in to the pedal, this pedal right here, would be unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like, you're gonna be able to explore tones no one's found yet. That's what this pedal has the potential to do. I also have the Devil's Triad Essentials as well. So those are the two things. So it's going to be guitar, equalizer, into this, into the Triad, into the amp. Okay? And there's specific reasons for that I can get into once all the gear's hooked up. Which might be a while because I'm really picky on the guitars and I don't know how much I want to spend on one either. Right now, I'm not going to go below $500, and I'm probably not going to go above $2,500. So I'm just shopping and having fun. The process is a lot of fun for me. I'm that way, and I have always been that way. Like I'll buy, $4,000 amplifiers and have them sit in my garage for like 6 months before I get speakers for them, or subwoofers or whatever it is. So that's just kind of how I roll there. So this is like, I can barely see my screen, guys, because this website's really dark. So, okay, it's mechanical, so that's analog, which is cool. It's not digital. I know a lot of people don't like digital. I kind of agree. Digital is actually a little bit softer than analog. And the reason for that is because there's a lot more buffering and filters for electronic, like over voltages and stuff like that in digital components, because voltage will kill the components. So they have to have extra filters in there to keep the it's basically capacitors, little caps, to keep the voltage regulated. And so digital doesn't sound as mean or as aggressive as analog. That's just the facts. So anyways, high pass, I was kind of hoping for a low pass. I think if this were to come out with a low pass as well as the high pass, like, you could really make this a really good, like a bass guitar pedal. And I think it could still kind of be used as a bass guitar pedal. I think what's really neat about it is the fact that hold on. Come up here. I thought it was all the way down here. Okay, what I really like about it is your mid-range stuff. Now, it doesn't have a pass for your mid-range either. And again, that's getting too detailed, but that's where the equalizer will come in, because you can dial in what you're looking for, and then you can just either lower or expand the bandwidth, as you see here, okay? And the bandwidth, essentially, what it does is it either lowers or extends the roll off, okay? So that when you're hitting those frequencies, it'll either roll off at a certain point. I'm going to assume that the manual has the roll off points here, the type of frequencies that it controls. And if it does, great. If it doesn't, then they need to fix that, because that's a roll off, okay? Again, this is a filter, and you could think of a filter kind of like as a crossover as well. Like in the car audio industry, a layman's term would be crossover, but it's really a filter, like technical engineering terms and stuff like that. Trust me, I've had engineers in my shop before, and when you're talking, you say the words crossover, and they kind of look at you weird. They go, "Oh, you mean filters?" Okay, sure. So this thing is really awesome. The high pass is neat. Then you change your frequency, which is, that's basically like your decibels, essentially, right? Your octaves. That's what that is. Same thing. That's what that really means there. The low level output, I don't know. It must have an all pass already for the low, so I'm assuming 90 and below has an all pass here, and you're just tweaking with the high frequencies at that point, I'm assuming. That's what it looks like. And then you have the bandwidth for the low frequency. Okay, that can be good. Again, you're really going to want the equalizer hooked up to this thing so that you can really play with that, especially if you're wanting to get really aggressive and have some angry tones, like like from the album World Demise, the best death metal album ever. Like, holy crap, that's one of the greatest albums of all time. The recording on, oh man, the drums too. Wow, the fact that you can hear the cymbals like that, the smacking, the snapping, and the switchbacks and all that, the rolls, phenomenal. It's not just about guitar, kids. You got a band behind you. So I'm into all the instruments. To me, it's the culmination of all of them. You know what I mean? So looks like a sweet ass little pedal. I kind of, I definitely recommend it to anyone that's struggling to get a certain tone, or if you're going, especially if you're going with like a lower wattage amplifier, cheaper amplifier, or something like that, this thing is gonna be sweet. So I definitely recommend it. I'd probably might pick one up myself at some point, but I'm still not 100% sure because, well, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to need it or not, but I'll look into it some more, and I just can't wait for like other people to get it and use it, because I really want to see what they have to say about it, and see if anybody else tries to hook it up in a similar fashion that I'm going to. But he had a sparkling clean mode that blew me away. That sounded freaking incredible. I would buy it just for that, to be honest, because when it comes to amplifiers, I'm more concerned with the powerful amplifier. The Kraken V4 is 180 watts, and that's probably what I'm going to end up picking up. And because that son of a gun, that to me is where it's at, because you won't need as much distortion. You understand? Gain, boost, distortion, all that stuff really hurts the sound. It hurts the sound in a big stage too. When you're further away, it doesn't sound very good for some reason. But I recommend the pedal. I think it's a badass little thing. Ola's cool ass dude. I think he puts in a lot of work with his videos and all that kind of stuff, and he should be rewarded. So buy his stuff. This is a Chugatron. Well, it's an EQ boost, but I'd call it Chugatron 5000. That's what I would do. Anyways, enjoy that pedal.